This is the Weekly Wires.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Weekly Wire. We are excited this week to say thank you so much for managing so much change lately. We did a password change that happened to coincide with SDCOE wanting to change the way we log into PeopleSoft. A lot of change all at once. A big shift if you've never used authenticators before, and that's a new thing. So kudos to you. Good on you for being an organization of people who learn their way forward, and thank you for all the positive feedback and reaching out to us if you needed it. We're gonna push the final password change today if you haven't done it on Google yet. So if you take care of it before I push it, great. Otherwise, we wanna make sure we get everyone over that finish line. Thank you all for the constant communication and teamwork. For our highlight this week, we're really excited that ParentSquare, in an effort to make accessibility greater for everyone, has now required that if you post anything that's a visual, you have to put what's called alt text, alternative text. So if someone can't see the picture, they need to be able to click something that reads the description of that picture to them. Really cool that ParentSquare has that as a built-in, not just suggestion, but requirement now. What's also cool is they have a button you can push that does like an AI-generated description based on the image. So if you're not sure what to put for the alt text, that button ought to help you at least get started, and it does a pretty good job. So kudos to ParentSquare for making things accessible to all of our families and users. For our Did You Know this week, we are going to have our marvelous Tosa show you the Chrome accessibility features that make not just accessibility fair for everyone, but the way that you can customize your experience using the device that helps you best learn and interact with it. Really, really cool stuff, and Chrome continues to get better at it, so I'll pass it over to her.
Did you know? There are many accessibility resources available right on your Chromebook. You can get to them by clicking on the menu of your Chromebook by clicking that time area and clicking on the gear at the top right. Or I'm sorry, bottom right. And then on the left, you go to accessibility. Here you'll see all of your options. One thing I like to do is I do like to show accessibility options in quick settings. It's funny because mine looks like it's turned off, but if you'll see, you can click right here and see accessibility in my menu. So that's what it means by the quick settings. I have select to speak turned on and dictation. I actually use dictation all the time, especially when I'm just, I need to get something out fast and I don't feel like typing it. So I'll show you what that looks like. Select to speak is great because it isn't browser based. For example, if you had something like Google Read and Write, it will read to the student as long as it's web-based, but this will read even if it's a different pop-out, like in Go Math, for example. The math pops out into a new window and you can't use that extension for it to read, so this is a great option for students because it will read anything on the Chromebook. There are other accessibility features available here, like the full screen magnifier, the docked magnifier, on-screen keyboard. So lots of different options here. Live caption is great because then they can read what's being said. A large mouse cursor. Obviously sometimes students will play with these accessibility features, but a lot of them are very beneficial. So I'm going to show a couple right now. Let me get out of there. So this icon right here, the little volume symbol, is select to speak, and the microphone is dictation. So I'm going to show you select to speak first. If I just draw a box around it, so I clicked on the icon, draw a box. Reading. Okay. I can also do dictation, so let me just go to docs.new. All right, I'm going to dictate. I want to show you how to use dictation on the Chromebook, period. I really like dictation because I can get my thoughts out quickly without having to type, period. Basically, I am just talking to it like I would my text-to-speech options on my text messages, period. So I can even include things like an exclamation point. All right, so anyway, it gives you options as well. I don't know if you noticed when I paused, it gave me ideas of what I could do. Right here. Okay. Anyway, to stop it, you just click on the microphone again and it stops. Something else that's really great, if you click on the three dots at the top right and go to more tools and then, hold on, customize Chrome. Sorry, there it is. More tools, customize Chrome, scroll down, go to the toolbar, And you can see different options here that, oops, I didn't mean to do that, that you can add to your menu up here. One that I highly suggest for accessibility is the this read mode, so reading mode. And I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. Even though I don't actually see it right here. Hold on. Oh, here it is, reading mode. So I have that turned on. Cast is enabled, right? But there are different options. There's translate as well that you can just have up here. So let me show you what that looks like. If I'm reading this, this can be very loud and it has a lot of pictures, and it's a lot for a student. So if I click on read mode, it pops this out, and I can now, oops, hold on. There we go. And it just takes it so that it's just the text. And what's even better about this is this also reads. So this will read for me. I can decide how fast I want it to read. I can change the voice itself. I can also have voice highlight. I can enable links. So if there are links in this passage, I can enable it and it'll also show them. So let me show you. And now I can go ahead and click out, and it still stays in reading mode, but it's there. I can change the font size. So if I want it bigger or smaller, I can change the font itself. So maybe I want it to be that font for whatever reason. I can also change the colors. So that's helpful as well for people who, it might be tough on their eyes to see it that way. So maybe I want dark mode. And even better, I can do letter spacing and line spacing. So I had very loose right then, but I can also just have standard. I can have wide, I had it on very wide because I was just playing around with it before. So it just makes it very accessible and easy for students to use. And that will be on any web page. And I just, again, went to the 3 dots, more tools, and then customize Chrome. You can also right click and find reading mode right here. And those are just some of the accessibility features available right on your Chromebook.
This has been the Weekly Wires.